Biden Today News: Biden to make a big fundraising swing through the tri-state area. The president plans to raise money for Democrats at New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy's home. President Joe Biden continues his great fundraiser next week with new activities planned in New Jersey. Biden will appear at Governor Phil Murphy's home on Thursday, according to an invitation from Politico. The Red Bank stop was described by those familiar with it as a $1 million fundraiser for the Democratic National Committee's Grassroots Victory Fund. At least the second major fundraiser for Biden that day will be an activity. The president will also attend a New York City fundraiser at the home of James and Catherine Murdoch. DSCC Chairman Gary Peters, Democrat Michigan, will participate. Biden ramped up his fundraising efforts as halftime approached, hoping the party would inject cash to maintain control of Congress. Meanwhile, under a Democratic governor, Murphy became an increasingly important player on the national stage. New Jersey Democrats in the Biden administration have made frequent appearances in recent months during the president's term, including U.S. Secretary of Transportation Pete Buttigieg, Education Secretary Miguel Cardona, and HHS aide. "We have built close relationships with our members." Health Secretary Rachel Levine: "Some borrowers may not be able to see their student loans eventually forgiven. Here's why." The White House updated President Joe Biden's student loan debt relief guidelines on Thursday, in the face of continued criticism and opposition from law firms and heads of state. Proposes to cancel $20,000 of student loan debt to Pell Grant recipients and $10,000 to many other borrowers. Only individuals with income limits of $125,000 or less per year or a total household income of $250,000 or less are eligible. However, days before issuing applications for the aid program in early October, the administration said many private borrowers would be excluded from the scheme. CBO: Biden's student loan debt forgiveness will cost about $400 billion. What types of student loans are currently excluded from the forgiveness program? Borrowers with loans were eligible for debt relief if they had integrated their loans directly into their loan programs. However, under the new guidelines, borrowers with Federal Family Education Loan Program (FFELP) or Federal Perkins Program loans that are not owned by the U.S. Department of Education are eligible for one-time debt relief through consolidation. Lost. They are eligible for pardon only if they file a motion to consolidate by Thursday. What is an FFELP loan? What is Perkins loan? The Federal Home Education Loan Program was a private student loan system issued and administered by private banks between 1965 and 2010, but subsidized and guaranteed by the federal government. The Perkins loan was a low-interest federal student loan for students in need, but the program was discontinued in 2018. How many Oklahomans will be affected by the policy change? The number of Oklahomans likely to be affected by the new FFELP and Perkins lending policies is unknown at this time. About 454,000 Oklahoma residents could qualify under Biden's student debt relief plan, according to an earlier White House estimate in September. As of Thursday, about 800,000 borrowers nationwide will be excluded from relief, officials told NPR at least. Summary: what are the advantages and disadvantages of a loan? Consolidating loans can result in lower monthly payments and longer repayment terms for certain borrowers, while others may lose certain benefits due to consolidation. B. Interest rate discounts, repayment discounts or other benefits. Many FFELP borrowers have lending rates that they will lose in consolidation, so it makes sense to wait for renewal, May it tweeted Thursday. Department is one of the most damaging decisions made in a long time. Related: Biden's student loan debt relief plan encountered skepticism in Oklahoma. Why White House changed policy? Government authorities had to forgive the borrowers' debts. The state argued that the mass cancellations would cause more borrowers to consolidate their loans, thus harming private lenders who could have made income from their loans as easily as possible. And this leaves additional options legally available to provide relief to borrowers on FFEL privately owned loans and Perkins loans, including whether FFEL borrowers receive one-time debt relief. By continuing to evaluate the claimed libertarian-leaning law firm attorney why Biden forgives student debt as part of his ongoing COVID-19 relief efforts, as he said in a recent 60-minute interview that the pandemic is over. Claimed to be gone.